You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, but let me tell y'all something. I've been having technical difficulties all morning, and it's so crazy because I've been up since 6:30, and so of course, my main computer for the show wanted to restart, right? And my daughter said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Restart." It has restarted and updated like 3 times, which is crazy. Then I said, "Okay, I'm going to use my Chromebook." Because it's sitting right next to it. I use it every day to read the news. And then that can't download the software that I need. Then I said, okay, I'm going to use my media computer that I use all the time. That's my main baby. I'm going to use that one, right? It has no playlist on it. I'm like, oh my God. So then I said, okay, what can I do? How can I make this happen? And something said, well, you know what? Use your phone. So I am broadcasting today, y'all, from my phone, which is crazy, but I got to do what I got to do. And here's the thing. I got a short show because I have a meeting that I have to get to. It's been one of the mornings, but overall, it's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, and I'm excited to be here as always. Happy Monday. It's Monday, y'all. We made it to another Monday, and I'm happy to be here. Today is National I Love My Feet Day. Yeah, love your feet. There's no food. There's no food on today's national calendar. None, which is crazy. Not the one that I read from. And I was like, oh crap, there's no food on here today. No food. So that was pretty funny because every day on the national calendar, I'm always talking about what food it is. Well, today is National Love Your Feet Day. So go get your feet pampered, get you a pedicure, get you a foot massage, get you a foot soak, do all that good stuff. Just to, make your foot feel good, make your feet feel good. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with our horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen for today, August the 17th. Listen, time is a-flying. Do you hear me? What I'm saying to you, time flying. All right, we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Your ability to take hold of a situation will surely bring you popularity and leadership. Sudden disruptions will cause upset and a change of routine in your home environment. Real estate investments will pay off. Okay, Aries, you got some real estate investments. They're going to pay off. That's a good thing. Yeah, real estate. I did the Podfest Summit this past weekend, y'all. When I tell you that event was the bomb, it was the bomb. But I met this woman on there. Her name was Rachel. And Rachel had, she's into mobile home real estate investing. I'm going to bring her on the show because I'm interested in learning more about real estate, mobile home real estate investing. I didn't even know there was such a thing, real estate mobile home investment. But obviously there's such a thing. So I'm going to bring her on the show so you'll get to listen to her. I don't know when because I think we're booked up. I think we're almost booked up through September, so she may not be able to come on until October. For our guests on the show, Thursdays we have guests on the show. So I'm going to try to get her on, though. And we may have a slot in September. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll see. All right, Taurus. Oh, I forgot to do the word of the week, but I'll do it after the horoscopes. Taurus, you must try to help. Nagging has never been something that you could tolerate and once again driving you into a lonely state of affairs. Yeah. Nagging. Nobody like to be nagged, y'all. Pleasure trips will induce exciting, passionate encounters with foreign extractions. Okay. All right, listen here. Don't nobody like a nag. Stop nagging. Nagging has never been something that you could tolerate. Me either. I can't stand nagging. I'm not a nag. I don't like nagging. So stop it. I understand you, Taurus. Gemini, pleasure trips will be emotionally favorable. Do not let others exhaust you financially. Have a heart-to-heart talk with family and find out what the problems are. Heart-to-heart talk. I've had to have a few of those since we've been quarantining. See, here's the thing. We're all living in close quarters right now. And so I've had to have a couple of family heart-to-hearts. And when I had them, everything works out fine. But you got to have them. So, Gemini, do what you got to do. You got to live with these people. Make sure everybody's happy. Some people just ain't going to be happy, though. And you got to face that fact, too. Cancer, don't take your frustrations out on the ones you love. Only offer, to do things you have time for. Luxury items will cost you more than you can truly afford. Things at work have been moving quickly and you may be feeling a little uncertain about the changes taking place. Yeah, watch the coins today. I know you like luxury, Cancer. I know you like luxury. Watch your coins. Don't listen. Watch the dollar. They could cost you more than you can truly afford. If you can't afford it, then don't buy it. Just don't do it to yourself. Leo, sudden changes of heart may cause disruptions in your domestic scene. You will be encouraged to get involved in money-making ventures. Compromising could be on the agenda today. All right, Leo, here's my thing about that. If you're going to get into a money-making venture, do your due diligence. Make sure that you understand the process. Make sure that you understand the product. Make sure that you understand the partners that you're about to get in with. You need to understand all of that. That's very important. Very, very, very important. And put contracts in place and make sure you understand that as well. And everybody needs to understand the role that they're going to play in this money-making venture. Very important. Virgo, uncertainties about your home may cause tension. You may have the energy to clear up that mound of paperwork facing you. Yeah, try not to be overly generous. Watch your coins too. Try not to put yourself in predicaments that you know you can't get out of by being overly generous, and clean up all that paperwork. I know, I get it. Paperwork, who likes it? Nobody. All right, listen, I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after this song and give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Michael Thiessen.
Thought I had the power
Welcome back, welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the Daily Horoscopes, brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Yo, that was a long song. I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's pick it up with Libra. You can get support from groups that you belong to if you're willing to step out on a limb and voice your opinions. Yeah. Try not to be too harsh with your mate. Make residential changes that will fit your spirits. Yeah, make residential changes that's going to fit your spirit. You know what I mean? You got to live there. So whatever it is, make sure it's something that fits your spirit. Sometimes we just do things that don't fit our spirits and we regret them. Don't do that today. Not today, Libra. Scorpio, try not to use emotional blackmail. It would only make matters worse. You will enjoy events that lean towards theater, art, or music today. Don't hesitate to go ahead with any plans of entertainment. Yeah, you can go ahead with your entertainment plans, but you know what? It's going to be something leaning towards theater, arts, and music. Yeah, don't hesitate. That stuff is good. I was just, before I did the show, I was reading an article about this black couple in Newark, New Jersey, which is where I grew up. They just opened up a drive-in theater, and they hadn't had a drive-in theater in Newark since the 1960s. So they just opened up a drive-in theater. And here's the thing. People still want to go to the movies. I don't know if y'all heard this, but the AMCs are going to be opening up. And I think the tickets going to sell on the 20th or the 21st. They're going to be 15 cents. Now, the movies are not going to be new movies, so don't think you're going to get a new movie for 15 cents. It's going to be some old movies. But here's the thing. People want to go to the movies, so they don't mind paying the 15 cents. Now, I got to tell y'all something, and somebody's going to say, what? I've never seen an episode of Star Wars movie. I've never seen any Star Wars movie. Not one. And they were like, one of the movies they're going to bring back for the 15 cents is Star Wars. So I was like, okay, maybe I will go out and finally see at least one Star Wars movie, because I've never seen one. And I like space movies. I like all that kind of stuff. So it's surprising that I've never seen it. All right, Sagittarius, you can discuss your intentions and ideas with your colleagues or friends today. You may find that someone you live with may be irritable. You're best to leave them alone. Stomach problems could prevail if you haven't been watching your diet. Listen, if you're living with somebody that's irritable today, Sagittarius, just leave them alone. Let them, listen, that too shall pass, but you just got to let it go through. Sometimes we want to get involved in everything. My mother is so good for this. So she asked my uncle this morning, what did you eat for dinner last night? Because my husband, he cooks in the house. He likes to cook, so he cooks dinner. And my uncle said he had peanut butter and jelly. So my husband made chicken and rice, and I think that's it, chicken and rice, right? He made fried chicken, and he made some chicken and rice, chicken and yellow rice. And it was so funny because he was like, I had peanuts, like peanut butter. I was like, listen, he knows what he wanted to eat, because I had to stop my mother. He knows what he wanted to eat. He didn't want to eat chicken and rice. He wanted to eat peanut butter. He's a grown man. So she shut him out. My mother is good for trying to tell people what to do. She's good for it. I'm saying to myself, that man wanted to eat peanut butter. Leave him alone. Peanut butter and jelly, that's what he wanted. Capricorn, your magnetic, outgoing personality will capture hearts. You can make a difference if you take position of leadership. Changes could be overwhelming. Oh, yeah. Some people just don't like change, Cap. Here's the thing. If changes become overwhelming in your life, take a minute, take a beat, right? Stop and just embrace the change. Because when you embrace the change, then it's not so overwhelming. It's when you're pushing against the change that it becomes overwhelming. So embrace the change and then move forward. You'll feel a lot better. It won't seem so overwhelming at that point. Aquarius, you sound like someone you like may be receptive and actively seeking your company. Unstable relationships are likely. Love and romance are evidence. So Aquarius, it sounds like to me that you got somebody that's interested, kind of waiting, and you in an unstable relationship that's probably going to fall apart. And there could be the opportunity for some new love and romance with this new person that's kind of been seeking your company. Sounds pretty good. All right, go ahead, do your thing, Aquarius. And my fellow fish Pisces, you need to sit back and enjoy. You can visit clients and make a big impression just by giving them some hands-on help. Be aggressive and colorful, and you will get your way. Be aggressive and colorful. Who, us? Aggressive, colorful? Us? Pisces? Fish? Yeah, I don't know about that part. I don't know. I don't think I'm aggressive. Colorful, maybe. Aggressive, it depends on what I'm being aggressive about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it really depends on that. So that could possibly be okay, maybe. All right, well, be aggressive today. Get what you want. Make an impression on somebody. Help somebody. Put your hands and help somebody. Yep. I was on a mastermind call yesterday, and it was so funny because I didn't know who the guy was. We've been doing this conference. We broke a Podfest Global Summit broke a Guinness World Record. We had the most virtual conference goers to our Podfest conference in the world, so we broke a world record. So that's going to be exciting to get my certificate, being a part of this world record, because I was one of the speakers at the Podfest Global Summit, which was really amazing. But anyway, there's a site that a lot of people use called Whova. So if you're thinking about hosting an event, check out the site Whova. It's WHOVA.com. And so on Whova, you get to meet people from all over the world, because it was over 5,000 people who attended the Global Summit. So they had about, I think, 360 something speakers. It was crazy. It was intense. It was fun. It was interesting, because I really don't like virtual conferences, but this was a great conference. And I'm not just saying that because I was a part of it. It's just the way it was laid out. It was just laid out amazingly. Like, it was a lot of interactions. There was a lot of online networking. And so I did a mastermind yesterday with this guy. So the guy was talking, he said mastermind. I was like, I'm in. I want to do the mastermind. And as he kept talking, he talked about, he didn't say exactly who he was. He just said, I've done this and I've done this. And his whole thing was about helping people. And collaboration. That was his thing. And so he's like, yeah, because, when I brought Les Brown to my seminar center, I'm thinking, Les Brown to the seminar center. And I'm thinking, seminar center in New York? That's when I first got into to personal development. I saw Les Brown at the seminar center in New York. And here this guy was sitting up here holding the mastermind. He owned the seminar center. And I'm like, what? He owned the seminar center. And it was crazy, because I'm like, I remember he said he interviewed Mark Victor Hansen. And I was like, yeah, I interviewed Mark Victor Hansen too, 3 times. So he told the story to the group about interviewing Mark Victor Hansen. And when he said the seminar center, I just thought that was so cool. Now, virtual summits or virtual conference, they could be really good or they could be really bad. This one was a really, really good one. Now, I was telling y'all this story for a reason. I forgot what the reason was. I forgot. Anyway, if you missed the Podfest Global Summit, don't miss it next year, because it was a great, great event. I got invited to speak back next year in May. I think it's May or June. I'll be in Orlando again speaking. I spoke about how to leverage Alexa. Alexa that's in your house. When you say Alexa, play something, that's the Alexa I'm talking about. It was a reason I was telling y'all that story, but I forgot. So because I forgot, now I'm going to move on. So Georgette could not be here to do the word of the week. I have to do the word of the week for you. That was supposed to be done before the horoscopes and all that stuff. But of course, I forgot that too, because I was having technical problems. That's why a lot of podcasters don't like live, because you have technical problems sometimes. And I've had quite a few. However, it did not throw me off my game. I had to come up with my next alternative. Went through 3 computers. None of them set up properly for the show. I got my phone. Anyway, so the word of the week is kind. Be kind. It's important, guys. Right now, we're going through some really tough times where people just hate each other. There was a rally or a march or a walk or something. And it was like, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. My thing is, if you're part of an organization that hates another group of people because of their skin color, their religion, who they love, that's wrong. Right? So, they were talking about in Stone Mountain this past weekend, there was a lot going on. There was a rally. I forgot the group. Some racist group had a rally, and so it was a mess. But anyway, I said all that to say, we're living in really tough times. And I think I ended the show last week, and I don't think you guys heard it, because once again, there was a technical glitch at the very, very end of the show. But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it, because it was such a small glitch. And it went off without a hamper or a hinder. It just ended. But anyway, I talked about last Thursday when I got ready to close. It might have been Wednesday. But as a nation, when we stand together, we are strong. When we are divided, we are not strong. And when we are divided, we open up the door to let other people come in and take over. And that's the sad part. See, when we stand together, we have strength. And there's a cliche to say, and this may sound like a cliche, but it's the truth. There's strength in numbers, right? And for me, in order for us to get those numbers up, we got to start being kinder to each other, You got to start being kind. It's nothing like being kind to people. I met amazing people this past week during the podcast. People I had never seen in my life, may not ever see again. But I tried to be nice to everybody. I tried to be kind to everybody. I tried to respect everybody, no matter who they were, because in their hearts, I don't know who they were. When they were sitting in front of their computer, talking to me on the computer via Zoom, they were podcasters. That's who they were to me. And I was okay with that. And that's how we got to start being kind to one another. And I know Georgetta could have did this world a lot more justice. But I'm doing the best I can with it because she's a wordsmith. I'm not. But if we start being a little bit more kind to each other, we can make things happen in a great way. And that's where we have to go right now. There's a lot going on. You look at the news, it's just stuff. I just look at the news, I'm like, oh my God. I feel like we're like right there smack in Revelations. That's what I feel. I think that may be in the only book of the Bible I read the whole book, Revelations. Because I want to know, like I'm the person, I want to know how it's going to end. And I look around at where we are, it looks so biblical to me. It just really does. And I don't mean to get so deep right now, but I'm just saying it really, really does look biblical. So anyway, the word of the week is kind. Be kind to someone. Be kind to someone. All right. So listen, I did the horoscopes. I'll be back again to give you more of the horoscopes tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be in better working order. But let's get on to some news right now. Ooh, y'all, listen to this number. And my daughter said this one. She said, I'm just so over this. So, I give you the COVID report every Monday because I stopped doing it every day because it just became too depressing for me. And I just could not do it. But I want to give it to you every Monday so you know where we are in the state of Georgia. So right now in the state of Georgia, we have 237,030 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 237,030 cases of COVID-19 confirmed in the state of Georgia. So far, 4,702 people have passed away from COVID-19. And let's look at where we are in Gwinnett County, because that's a big number, y'all. That is a huge, 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 huge number, and it's growing. And I don't think it's going to stop growing. It's going to keep growing because people are out. They're doing what they want to do, and I understand they want to live, and I'm not even going to go into that whole spiel again. But anyway, Gwinnett County, second most confirmed cases in the state of Georgia. 21,534, second to Fulton County, which has 21,990 some cases. Yes, we have 21,534 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Gwinnett County. 289 people have passed away. That is a big number, and unfortunately, it is growing. And it's a sad situation. But there's nothing we can do about it until they find a vaccine. People have decided that they would rather risk their life than live. And so there's nothing you can do about that as well. And so it is what it is. Like, put your mask on. You be safe. Keep your family safe. I know I got family members who are still, they don't wear their mask. And I get it. They don't believe it's going to happen to them. They don't. Even though we know we have family members that pass away, there's still people that just won't wear the mask. And because they don't believe it won't happen to them until it happens to them. And that's sad. But anyway, I ain't going to get on to that whole story. I'm going to keep on going. All right, so I'm going to go to a song. I'll be right back after the song and give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
Girlfriend, you got me smiling brighter each day. Stars are brighter, I feel lighter in every way. Girlfriend, there's no one like you when it comes to loving. Life is richer, lips are sweeter. Now listen, stay and let's figure out where to go and how about family, new history. Here I go, dreaming. You got me going wilder than wild. Girlfriend, there's nothing that can stop us. Oh, you got me winning. around us too. Girlfriend, just one look at you and I'm out of control. Well, I'm the luckiest of the lucky. Let me hold you close a while. We figure out where to go and how about one lighthouse just for us. Here I go, dreaming. You got me going wilder than wild. Girlfriend, there's nothing that can stop us. Oh, you got me winning my left of mine. No, there's nothing that I can't do with you. You got me going wilder than wild. Girlfriend, there's nothing that can stop us. Oh, you got me winning my left of mine. No, there's nothing that I can't do with you, with you.
Welcome back. It's your girl, Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you a daily rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So listen, guys, I got to share this with y'all real quick. So when I'm doing the show, because the show is live, I have all kind of rules about sounds and noise and all kinds of stuff. So I have signs on my door. You do not knock on the door. Don't come. All kinds of signs. I'm on the air. All kinds of things, right? I got all these rules and regulations about when I'm recording. I guarantee you, everybody forgot every rule that I put in place this morning. I heard the shower running. You probably heard it too. I heard doors closing. I heard people talking, people knocking on the door. It's crazy. I was like saying to myself, and I had to laugh at it because my fellow podcasters that put a lot of time and energy into editing and all that stuff, they would probably cringe right now. They probably just like fall out and die if they heard this show this morning, because everything, and for those of you who are not podcasters, it's kind of like when you're a professional or something, right? You notice everything that go wrong because you're a professional in that space. So if it's something happening in your space, you see, oh my God, you're like, oh my God, the hemming that is not right. If you're a seamstress and somebody hem something wrong, you could see it. Like to the regular person, it's nothing. They don't pay attention, but to the person in that space, they see it. So I'm sitting up here. I had to laugh to myself because stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. Nothing I could do about it. I think people just forgot every rule that I have set, which is like, don't do all these things, and everything that I said don't do happened this morning, including none of my computers wanting to work properly, which means today I have 4 computers, 2 iPads, and a phone. I'll be doing updates on everything, and that's my fault. You know, I didn't think that today would be the day that everything wanted to update. I didn't think that I would have to use my main computer to do the show. It's just stuff that happens. And hey, listen, I chose to do my show live, so I love doing live. I love talking to you live every morning. It gives me energy. It gives me life. It's so funny. There's a lady, she has a publishing company. I'm trying to get her on the show too. And she put a quote out and she said, I can't start my day without listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. And so for me, that she doesn't even know how much that touched my spirit, because sometimes I don't see you looking. I don't know if you're listening. You know what I mean? Because I can't see you. And so to know that people are actually listening to the show and that they find value in the show, it warms my heart. And so, and I love doing this show. So thank you for listening. All of you who are listening, I appreciate you. I say this at the end of every show, but I really, really do appreciate you. And the fact that someone has actually reached out to me and said it, It's a great thing. I gotta tell y'all something. So I'm gonna be updating the website this week. I'm gonna be putting on a way for you to go over there and leave your stories. I want to hear your story. If you can't be my guest on the show, but you just having a story and you live in our community, I want to hear your story and I want to share your story on the show. So I'm asking you to go there. Not yet, probably by the end of the week or next Monday. Go there and share your story. It's going to be a little speaker there, and it's going to say tell your story right here. And all you got to do is click it and tell your story. I'm so excited about that part. I'm always looking for ways to make the show better and to get more involved in the community. And so for me, someone gave me that idea doing Podfest, and I was like, that is a great idea for me to embed in the show. Now, they were using this software for something else, but for me, I'm thinking, wow, that'd be a great way for me to hear stories from people that I wouldn't normally get a chance to hear from. So you'll be able to share your stories with me, and I'll be able to share them in the show, on the show as well. So I want to hear your story, so be sure to check out goodmorninggwinnett.com pretty soon. Let's say Monday. I'll have the software installed by the weekend, and you'll be able to go there and share your stories, which is amazing. I got a story to share with y'all, and so I'm going to share this. I have stories that people don't even know about, and I have to do a press release today, and it's so funny because I was like, so I'm thinking about what I'm going to put in the press release, and as I'm thinking, I'm like, man, people don't even know that about me. It's just a lot of stuff, but anyway, I move on. So yeah, this fall, voters will get a second chance to cast their vote for whether or not they want the transit plan that has been put together to take effect in Gwinnett County. So, back in March of last year, it got shot down, and then they voted on again, it got shot down on again. So they have been trying to get a referendum transit plan passed here in Gwinnett County for some time now, and they, some of the voters said they didn't want MARTA to be involved. Some people said they didn't think that it was going to serve them in their area, so they didn't vote for it. But it's going back on the ballot. So when you go to the ballot to vote, you got to figure out whether or not you want it. So when Gwinnett voters rejected the MARTA plan last March, just 17% of the voters showed up at the polls. Oh God! So that's all that actually showed up. So it's like almost 1 million people here in Gwinnett County. Yeah, right. So more than initially expected for a special election, but fewer than 100,000 people in the county with the population of 1 million people. They defeated the measure with 54% of the vote. So 17% of people showed up to vote. Now here's the thing. We already know that this year probably going to be a disaster. Prayerfully it won't. So you got to if you want your vote to count, you got to go vote. So if you want transit, you want to put this plan in place, you got to go vote. If you don't want to put the plan in place, you got to go vote. You can't sit back and not vote and then complain when things don't go your way. It's important. And I know there's a lot of stuff going on with the ballots right now. I get it. You still got to go vote. It's going to be on the ballot. So, and that is quickly approaching. I was talking to somebody and they were like, yeah, we got like 2 months before we actually go out and vote. I was like, 2 months? Yes, it's about to be September. It's crazy. 2.5 months. We'll be voting. So by approving the referendum, voters will be opting into a new 1% sales tax for the next 30 years. Yeah, so that's, some people didn't want that. They were like, I don't want to do that. So if you don't want it, you got to go vote. If you do want it, you got to go vote. To read the full story about the referendum, you can go to ajc.com and you can check it out there. But you got to go vote. All right, listen. So Snellville has challenged Lilburn to a lip sync battle. Each of the city have until 5 p.m. on Wednesday, August the 19th to submit their videos, which will be compiled into a final video for the cities to compete in the battle. Let me tell y'all something. People are getting really creative with this whole virtual thing. At first, I was like, oh my God, I need to get out and visit people. And I still do. But I got to tell you, virtual is turned out to be pretty good. And here's why I say that. Because first I was like, I hate virtual conferences. I didn't like them. I felt like they were long. I wasn't completely paying attention. It was just like, because I was so easily distracted because so many things are going on because I'm at home. And so I didn't have to pay to go anywhere. Normally when I go to a conference, I got to pay for airfare. I got to pay for hotel. I got to pay for the conference. I got to pay for the taxi service to get me to and from the airport into the hotel. So you spend a lot of money going to a conference. So when I get to the conference, you have my undivided attention because I just spent a whole lot of money to get here. And with virtual summits, you might spend a little money. All right. Not a lot. You didn't have to travel. There's no bed and breakfast. There's no hotel. There's no Uber. None of that kind of stuff. Right? None of that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, I paid $99 for the conference. Okay. I'm going to pay a little bit of attention. When you're at a real conference, I'm like totally in. But the Podfest Summit, I spent all day Friday in the summit. And I loved every minute of it. But anyway, I'm just looking at how creative people are in doing things. So now Snellville has challenged Lil Burn to this lip sync. It's going to be virtual with videos. So on September the 2nd, both cities will post their final battle videos for citizens, visitors, and other followers to vote on their favorite with either the laughing or wow reaction emojis. See how creative that is? That's creative, y'all. I'm just saying it's creative. Voting will take place the week before the ultimate winner will be announced. That's creativity. Yes. Lil Burn is challenged to lip sync the song Happy by Pharrell. And Snellville participants will perform Celebration by Kool and Gang. Celebrate good time. Happy, happy. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty cool. So check out the city's social media for guidelines and how to submit submissions. So Lil Burn is going to be singing Happy. Let's get happy, come along, make me feel like a room without a roof. That's Happy by Pharrell. I'm messing the song up, so I won't be in the lip sync battle. I don't live in Snellville or Lil Burn, so I probably wouldn't qualify. Anyway, thank God, because I just messed that song up, pretty much. Snellville is going to be singing Celebration by Kool and Gang. So that's going to be pretty cool, y'all. All right, listen, I'm going to my last song, and I'll be back because I got to cut out. I hate to leave you early, but I got to cut out. I'm going to come back with my words of inspiration for the day, so stay tuned.
Weather
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So listen, guys, before I go, I want to give you my inspiration of the day, and I think this is a really good one. So I told you about PodFest that we went through last week. It was a great event. Chris Krimitso and his wife, Katie Krimitso, and their team put together a wonderful virtual conference. But here's the thing. There were a lot of people there who had never started their podcast. And, it's important that you start. You have to start. So Chris wrote a book called Start Ugly. And the book is about just start. Like, I'm still perfecting this. I've been doing Good Morning Gwinnett for 1.5 years, and I still have hiccups. I still have glitches. But that's any company. That's not just my company. And so I used to feel bad when that would happen, but I realized I had a book by a famous author, and I'm not going to call his name, but he was stupid famous. Like, if I call his name, you definitely would know who he is. But he had sent me some books to give away on my show. And this is when I was on traditional radio in New Jersey. He had sent me some books to give away on the show, and the book had a spelling error in it, right? And I'm thinking, holy crap! But you know what that made me realize? Human beings edit that book. He's a human being. There's always going to be some problems somewhere. He had the money to pay the best editors, which I'm sure he did, and there still was an error in the book. And I was like, those type of things right there let me know. And I had written a book one time, and somebody bought the book. I think the book really pissed her off because the book was like 69 ways to know when you're in an effed up relationship. And I got the inspiration from that from a friend who had been working all day, did a double, and she came home and she told me she ran her boyfriend a bath who did not have a job. And I was sitting on the couch. I'm never gonna forget that. It was like 11 o'clock at night. She had just got home by 11:30, and I was like, "You ran him a bath. You just did a double. He doesn't have a job. That's an effed up relationship, right?" And that night, I wrote 64 ways to know that you're in an effed up relationship. And then my friend Georgette gave me 5 more ways to go in the book that she wanted to share some crazy stories. And it was like just a book of like crazy stories. And maybe I need to revamp the book, but it was hilarious. But I think it pissed people off because when you looked at some of the stories in the book, it was like, okay, so if you, and it always started out like this, if your boyfriend, and this is how old the book is, I'm about to date myself. If your boyfriend got a pager and he don't give you the number, yeah, you're in an effed up relationship. Right? And that's how old the book is because we had pagers back then. So that's how long ago I wrote that book. Right? And I think when people looked at that kind of stuff, they got pissed off. I got like hate letters, hate mail. It was like crazy stuff. Like, you probably in an effed up relationship. I got some hate mail. But anyway, I said all this. Just start. Start where you are, right? And so here's my quote for today. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. Let me say that one more time. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. Listen, go buy the book. It's on Amazon. Start Ugly. Chris Krimitso. You just got to start. That's the secret to getting ahead. I can promise you, if you don't start, you most certainly will not get ahead. I can promise you that much. I can't promise you a lot, but I can promise you that much. Mark Twain said that, and he was absolutely right. You have to start. That's the secret to getting ahead. Get started. All right, listen, that's all I got for you today, guys. I got to go. But I appreciate you for listening. I appreciate you for being here. If you missed any episode of the show, be sure to go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. And share the show with your friends. Share your favorite episode with your friends. And go over to Apple Podcasts and give it 5 stars because I need to get up in the rankings on Apple and I need your help. And all you got to do is give it 5 stars and that is free on your favorite episode. This may not have been it because this was an episode unlike any other because I had so many glitches. But that's okay. This too shall pass. And I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you another great show, God willing. Until next time, y'all. Stay safe out there. Put your mask on and make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.